Everything working back there? Yeah, I'm logged in. We got 2 minutes on the counter. Okay. I don't know if they heard that. Hi, how you doing? Are we live?
All right. Hey, guys. How's everybody? Kevin, this is week 9 of Northwoods Youth Rock Live.
Does that mean it's time for a report card?
Report card, what's that? Remember school? But I have to admit, Kevin, I'm a little bit fired up tonight. A little bit angry.
Why is that?
Well, we were going to do this haircut thing if we got to 100 subscribers. And I'm not mad that we didn't get to 100 subscribers. I have an appointment tomorrow, 8:45, to get my hair cut. Super excited about that. But I am a little fired up because, there's a church in California, which is a big mega church with huge budget, all those kind of things. And they've been stealing our bits.
No way.
Yes, they have been stealing our bits.
I can't believe that.
I know. I mean, here we are, this little mom and pop.
I mean, it would be acceptable if we were stealing their stuff.
Oh, that would be totally acceptable. But that's not. Well, I won't say that's not. But that's not the only thing that's happening, because we definitely did not steal any haircut bit from them.
We did not.
But I think they certainly did steal it from us. But they did have a great idea with the 6-foot pole.
Yeah, I did like that. I did like that.
Although it looked like there could be some.
I had some big
on.
plans for your hair too. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry. Tomorrow morning, 8:45. Looking very much forward to
Although
that.
I do know who's cutting your hair. So.
You do? Oh, because he used to work at the Mac Lab.
Yeah,
That's right. I get my hair cut by a guy that used to work at the Mac Lab.
Somebody who worked at the Mag Labs cutting Todd's hair.
Is now cutting hair. Now, he is a professional. I can promise you that. Does good work. He's cut it before. So, Kevin, restaurants. I know a lot of restaurants are opening up, and I am curious to hear from our students in the comments what restaurants they've been to already that are open, that they're glad to be back at, or maybe one they haven't had a chance to go to yet. But what restaurants are they excited to get back to and get a meal?
I'm going to guess they're going to say Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. You know what? You might be right. And with that theme, why don't we give away some Chick-fil-A tonight?
That sounds like an awesome idea.
Okay. So we'll get to that later. Anything else you notice about me tonight, Kevin? Anything different about me?
Did you grow?
No. Well, I mean, yes, but
Did your hair got grown?
Wrong direction. Got some horizontal growth going on. Right
Your shirt's red. You don't normally wear a red shirt.
Thank you, Kevin. And we did not even prep that. But yes, I'm wearing red tonight to honor. Sunday we honored our seniors, and we had 7 seniors. Six were there, and we had Brittany Rayleigh, who graduated from Wolcott High School.
Okay.
Do you know what their colors are, Kevin? Wakulla High School.
Aren't they like red, white, and blue?
Yeah, red, white, and blue. Very patriotic down there in Wakulla County.
Yeehaw! Sorry if you live down there.
Samantha Cassidy, who was homeschooled, graduated. Now, listen to the next 5. Drew Sapp, Leon High School. Jordan McQuelly, Leon High School. Caden Sponholtz, Leon High School. Julian, Leon High School. And Amore, Leon High School. So, you know, I'm a Godby guy. Godby graduate, love Godby High School. Huge fan. But, you know, when you got 5 out of 7 that go to Leon, you kind of owe it to them. So this is for our Leon students tonight. So I appreciate the fact that Leon students are faithful to Northwoods, and they even help us serve Godby. So it's pretty fantastic.
So would you like to hear some of those places the kids are excited to go to?
I would.
In fact, we've got some responses, so I feel like we should. You know, Jaron Potter went to Salty Dog today. And, Faith Rivers is
Faith Rivers, she's new, isn't she?
Yes. I hear she owns that Four Rivers barbecue restaurant where she wants to go to.
Okay. Have you been to the Fuller House Steakhouse?
Megan Stokely wants to go to Carrabba's.
Wait, so Faith wanted to go to Four Rivers?
Yes.
Or has been to Four Rivers?
Wants to go to
Four Rivers.
It doesn't say one way or the other. It's just got Four Rivers and a little wink emoji.
Okay.
With the sign.
So that means she wants to go to Four Rivers.
I think so. And Jaron says your shirt's orange, by the way.
Drew, what kind of filter are you using, Drew? Okay, go ahead.
Ellie Patrick wants to go to Island Wing and Voodoo and Dick's Wings. I don't know where that's at.
I don't either. But
that's a new one. So
okay.
Wings sound good.
It rings a bell.
That doesn't look.
It's got wings in it.
Okay, can't go wrong there.
when it's on the marquee wings, you know you're good. All right, well, very good, very good. I hope you have the opportunity to do that soon. But for tonight, we're going to stick with Chick-fil-A. We'll be giving that away later. And this is not who we're giving Chick-fil-A with, but I just had a thought, Kevin. This is week 9. I wonder if there's anybody who has tuned in for all 9 streams. So if you have you tuned in live for all 9 streams? Comment that to Kevin. Just do like a #9 or something, so we'll know who those people are who have been to all 9.
I've been to all 9.
Yes. Maddie's motioning in the back. He's been to all 9. Drew's been to all 9. Lily, I think you've been to...
she was all 9. She definitely streamed all 9. Come on, Kevin.
Yeah,
we got to give them credit for streaming, you know.
Picking on preacher's kids. What is wrong with these people? Always. All right, but we want to know how everyone's doing this week, so go ahead and put in the comments an emoji that represents how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are things going for you? So other than being excited about going to your favorite restaurant, let us know how you're going. Now, Kevin, speaking of going, we are going to the beach on May. The beach is open. So May 30th, we're doing a family beach day, and the way that it's going to work is everyone is going to get in their car with their family, and they're going to drive to Panama City Beach on May 30th, which is a Saturday. We're going to meet there, and it's going to be great, and we're going to have fun on the beach. We're going to see each other. We're going to be in the same place. You know, we'll be 6 feet apart and all those kind of things.
We're not going to hug.
We're not. We're not going to hug. We're going to discourage hugging, which is kind of sad to say. Yeah. But it's for your own good, kids, and it's for your grandparents.
Take your vitamins.
Yes, and protect your grandparents. But May 30th. But I know that seems like a long time away because that's a couple weeks away still, a week and a half. So, since we're not going to the beach today, we're going to do something. Kevin, I'm going to tell you the top 5 ways that you can have a beach day at your house.
A beach day at the house.
Yeah, top 5 ways you can have your own beach day. So number five. Instead of wave water spray, put hose water up your nose. It's kind of the same effect. You know, when the big wave comes, you get the salt water up in your nose. You
got that rubber smell and stuff.
You don't have to use a new hose. All right, number 4. No campfire? No problem. Microwave some s'mores. Now, I know campfires, I don't know if they're a big deal at the beach.
What kind of beach do you go to?
Well,
the beach is on fire.
I think campfires are common maybe on California beaches. I'm guessing that's probably a thing. I mean, I'm sure they do it here too. But no campfire, no problem. You can microwave s'more. Have you ever microwaved a s'more?
Not on the beach.
Not on the beach. What about in a microwave, Kevin? That's the whole idea. Since you can't do it on the beach, you do
I
it
have
in the
not.
microwave. If you can't do it, okay. Number 3, bury yourself in pillows instead of sand.
I've done both of those things.
Really? So you've allowed yourself to be buried in the sand?
And pillows.
And pillows. All the way to the neck?
Sure. Sometimes I even cover my face.
Really?
With pillows.
Not with sand. But you've done sand. Have you ever done sand vertically?
No.
No, just horizontal.
That's a bad idea. You can't breathe.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of pressure. Okay. That would explain a few things. All right, so number 2. Surf the web.
Again, because I know you all have finished it already.
Finish the web?
Yeah. During quarantine, they've reached the end of the internet.
Reach the end. Okay. All right. Very good. But here it is. The number one thing that you can do to have a beach day at home while you're highly anticipating our family beach day at Panama City on May 30th. Here it is. The number one thing you can do, and it is suntan. Anytime, anywhere. You don't have to be at the beach to get a good suntan. Just turn your hat on backwards, head outside, get yourself a tan. Speaking of Wakulla, Kevin, this guy looks like he could be from Wakulla.
What you trying to say there, Todd?
There's sunny in Wakulla. That's where the beaches are. What do you think I was saying? All right, well, Kevin, moving right along.
Sorry, Troy.
He's not from around there.
And Megan.
She may be. I don't know.
She lives in Wakulla County, doesn't
Well, I know
she?
she lives there. I don't know if she's saying she. Oh, yeah. And Megan's probably one of the Niners, I'm guessing.
Yes. Well.
So, I apologize in advance. All right, well, Kevin, get us out of this mess and
all right.
Tell us what your favorite memes were you stumbled across.
My favorite memes of the week. Here we go. When you've been eating all day and you're not sure if you're disgusted with yourself or you just want to finish strong and eat something sweet. I go with eat something sweet,
Yeah, finish strong.
Those Donut Kingdom milkshakes have been my kryptonite.
I've noticed that as you come in here every Wednesday.
I got to get some energy up for the show, you know?
Yeah. Can't be slacking.
There you go. All right. Remember when you wish the weekend could last forever? Are you happy now? Because
it's a long weekend.
It's a long weekend.
It's a long weekend.
Technically, next weekend's a long weekend if you're back to work, but it's
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know we still have holidays during quarantine. So, if you had to go to school, you don't have to then.
Right.
What do we got next? I miss the days when we were terrified of romaine lettuce. Remember that in the beginning of the year?
Was that this year?
I think that was earlier this year or late last year, maybe.
Okay.
You couldn't eat lettuce because it had E. coli
or
something like that.
Yeah, I remember somebody had a big problem with that. Oh, Chipotle.
Yeah. A couple times, actually.
Yeah.
So, all right, what's our next one? Quarantine. This one makes Todd laugh a lot. Quarantine has ended, and you put on your work or school clothes. You know, they don't fit as good as they used to. Okay, that's enough of looking at that. Where you take all your toilet paper, and on day 69, you get bored and make a toilet monster.
Very good. We did that one. That one was fun. We did it.
You said yours was smoking a toilet paper.
Yeah, we put
roll.
like one of the rolls was sticking out like it was a cigar.
Yeah.
And we had the eyes, and I think we put a hat on it, the eyes, and the cigar. And we went and got Laurie and said, "Laurie, something's smoking in the bathroom. I don't know what's going on." So she ran back there, and it was the toilet that was smoking in the bathroom.
Y'all pray for the saps.
Yeah,
they need something to do.
Oh, trust me, she thought it was hilarious. Right, Lily? Okay.
And next we got...
All right, we got another...
So far, you've survived 100% of your worst days. You're doing great. That's more encouraging. You know, I've had a lot of worst days. I'm sure you've had a lot of worst days. And you made it through it, right?
Made it through. We're doing good.
So, there you go.
All right, very good. Well, Kevin, why don't you give us before we get an update on that, we're actually going to play a brand new game today. The brand new game is called What's behind the mask?
We've got a mask theme going.
Yes.
That's because we got to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Or we don't got to.
But we're encouraging.
We're not right now.
Right. Yeah.
Because you don't want to listen to fuck like this.
Right. But don't let me forget. Speaking of that, we have a big announcement to make later on tonight. Big. Involving masks. Stuff. But Kevin, so we're going to play a game called What's Behind the Mask. So give them your cell number, and Kevin's going to take the third caller. That's who he's going to play on behalf of, and he's going to see if he can figure out what's behind the mask. Right. So call into...
This is for a chance for a Chick-fil-A gift certificate.
Yes, for everyone
Each
Kevin gets right.
Each correct answer is $1 to Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
So the third caller to my phone that gets through, 850-443-5732. One more time, 850-443-5732.
All right, third person.
That's going to start once the buffering catches up.
Yep.
My phone's going to start blowing up because I know they want that Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely. What was that number again, Kevin?
850-443-5732. And save that because you're going to need to text that for the Masked Singer.
For the Masked Singer, that's right. And just do a redial.
All right, who we got first?
All right, number one.
Surprise, surprise. Faith is not the first one to respond, and it doesn't count.
They got that highfalutin Northeast internet connection. All right, so one down. Call back, Faith.
Okay, Donna is number 2. They got that fast internet.
They do. All right, keep calling. Call back.
Is Drew Sapp eligible?
No, he's not.
Ignore that call.
Okay.
All right, I got Latrinda Jackson on the phone.
Latrinda to win. You know, Latrinda's got a...
Which kid are we playing for?
Oh.
Latrinda? Oh, Deja. We're going to be playing for Deja.
You know, there's an irony here. Because we had July 4th one time, and we had a drawing for a year's worth of Chick-fil-A. Drew won.
Hey, hold on a second.
Drew won, so we called him ineligible. And the next one we drew was Latrinda.
Okay.
And tonight, Drew was the third caller. We called him ineligible. And Latrinda's once again the winner.
The next one. So, all right, Deja, you don't need to be on the phone for this, but you were the third caller, so I'm going to play on your behalf, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. All right, enjoy the rest of the show.
So, Deja, Chick-fil-A, every correct answer gets $1. All right, Maddie, let's play What's Behind the Mask. All right, here we go.
What's behind the mask?
What is behind the mask? What's behind the mask?
So they're going to show me a picture of a celebrity or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to guess what's going on behind the mask.
What's going on behind the mask? All right, so the first one is Chris Pratt.
Okay.
You may know him from Guardian of the Galaxy.
And we may have blown that one.
All right, well... I'm
going to go his mouth is closed.
All right. All right, so, Kevin, what is the status of Chris Pratt's mouth behind the mask? Obviously, you know what it is, like with no mask, but do you think his mouth was closed when he actually had a mask on?
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it really make a sound?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to guess his mouth didn't change state just because there was a mask in front of it.
Probably not, although, I mean, you know how, like, we used to do, like, we have a staff meeting, we have to vote, and somebody'd say, okay, secret ballot. Hey, do you want to work on Saturdays? Secret ballot. All right, are we having technical difficulties, Maddie?
I'm going to look away, so if he wants to put the next one up.
Okay, no, this one's fine, This one's fine?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Which Chris will find behind the mask?
Will we find behind the mask?
Will you find... Sorry, we have, like, icons on our screen that mess it up a little bit. So which Chris will you find behind the mask? Will it be Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, or Chris Pine? Now, Kevin, how good are you at
knowing Chris's?
Yes. Do you know all three of those Chris's?
I know Chris Hemsworth, I think.
Okay.
Is that...
I don't know.
Is that Thor?
I don't know. But he looks like Ryan Schwartz. But that's a different thing. If y'all know Mr. Schwartz from Canopy Oaks Elementary.
His name's not Chris.
No, it's Ryan. But okay, so which Chris is that, Kevin? So far, she's got $1. Is this $2?
Let's give her $2 because Maddie likes to give away the answers.
Apparently. All right. Are you going to go with Chris Pine?
No, weren't talking to
No,
you.
got. All right. Okay, here's more specific. When Kevin gives his answer, then Maddie, you like do the big reveal and let us know if he's right or not.
Okay, I'm not looking just in case we have another mistake.
All right, Kevin. What will he find? This could be interesting. This could be anything, really. What will we find Kanye doing behind this mask? Will Kanye be snarling, straight-faced, or smiling?
Okay, this one is an easy one.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I've ever seen Kanye smile.
Oh, really?
Seems like he's always straight-faced.
I've seen Kanye.
He seems like he's mad at people, but
No,
not like
no.
snarling mad, like...
How can you shit? Never mind. But go ahead. I was gonna make a Joel Osteen joke, but I thought that would be completely
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with straight-faced Maddie.
straight-faced, and he is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
That
never
could have been snarling too, I guess, but it says straight-faced.
I told you he always looks mad, but
He
not like...
doesn't. What you mad about, Kanye? Jesus walks. Maybe he didn't want to walk. Maybe he wanted to ride.
Okay.
All right. What will we find Lady Gaga doing behind this mask? Now, before you answer that, Kevin, you know Lady Gaga is a big fan of Leon County Schools.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what her favorite one is?
Which one?
Rah, 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 rah.
Is that a song she does?
Yeah.
Okay. If you didn't tell me that was Lady Gaga, I would not have guessed that was
Really?
Lady Gaga. I
Okay.
have no idea who
I
that
could have asked you how she likes her steak cooked. What would you have said?
Rare.
Rah, 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 rah. Same answer, Kevin. Different joke, same answer.
Okay, so I'm going to go with she is puckering.
Okay.
That's
Maddie?
my final answer, Maddie.
What is Lady Gaga? Oh, puckering.
Puckering.
So far, Deja has, was that $5? What number was that?
5 out of 5.
$5 to Chick-fil-A. Wow. Fantastic. This may be for Deja and Deshaun before it's all
I don't
over.
know if it says anything, but
$4. Sorry. $4.
her lips aren't as large as I thought they were.
All
Sorry.
right. Next question. All right. What is the status of Jennifer Lawrence's mouth behind the mask? Is her mouth closed, open, or open with tongue out?
Because I've kind of been doing that emoji that Ellie Kate shared with the...
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the tongue out thing.
If it's not the tongue out, then she has a very protruding chin.
Yeah, I mean, the mask droops down a little low, too.
Yeah. So let's see what she's got going on behind the mask. Oh, okay. Her mouth is open. That's why the chin. But her tongue is open, so that was number 5. Very good. 5 for 5. Kevin, good job. What's next, Maddie? What will we discover Brad Pitt's face doing when we remove this mask? Will it be clean shaven? Will he have a beard? Or will he have a mustache? Does that mean he may have a beard without a mustache?
I kind of think they're...
Okay.
No, but you can have the beard without the mustache. It's like...
Well, you can.
It makes me think of the Notre Dame leprechaun.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, he's got the chin beard.
Okay. Don Horton should do that. Just fandom.
I'm going to go... with the beard. Let's go beard.
Okay, beard. Maddie, does he have a beard on? Mustache. Oh,
I don't know
boy.
that I've ever seen him with just a mustache.
Wah, wah.
Now I have.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like maybe you have alerts on your phone every time
Fulfilled.
there's a new Brad Pitt picture posted or something. How is that? I've never seen him with a mustache. All right, next one, Maddie. Moving along. Okay. How many teeth will be missing on this kindergartner when we remove the mask? How many teeth are missing?
I'm trying not to make a Wakulla County joke here.
No, this is not pick on Wakulla. We're wearing red because of Leon and Wakulla.
Okay.
And homeschooling for Samantha.
We've done a good job of
All of our graduates.
other.
We honor them all.
Let's go with 2. Let's go with 2
Two
teeth.
missing teeth. How many teeth are missing? I think that's 2.
2.
Very good. So that is $6.
Looks like Jack a little bit.
It does look like Jack. Jack was around a little bit today.
Did you hit him in the face with a ball?
I never did. I think he won though.
Okay.
I think according to the last rules that were stated, I
Okay.
think he won the game. So, all right, what's next? What type of mouth does this emoji have behind the mask? Is it a straight face, a half frown, or no mouth?
Let's see. This is for Deja. So let's say straight face.
All right, he's guessing straight face. Maddie, what do we have?
Ooh.
No mouth. Okay, sorry, Deja. Bamboozled on that one.
No soup for you.
You know, the irony, Deja, is we went through these questions in rehearsal. But,
I wasn't paying attention.
All right, next question. Pull off the mask, and what will you find this dog's mouth? Is it a biscuit, a bird, or a pacifier? You have a dog. You should know this.
I have a dog. He never has a pacifier in his mouth.
Never?
Never.
You ever had a baby over?
No. He never has a bird in his mouth. But he sometimes has a biscuit in his mouth.
Sometimes a biscuit. So you're going with biscuit? If it's a bird, this could be a gross segment.
Yeah, there's not enough room under that mask for a bird. Yeah, and you're right. It would take a very morbid turn there.
Right.
I'll go with biscuit.
All right, we're going with biscuit. It's a pacifier.
Sorry, Deja. I'm letting you down.
Sorry, Deja. No fries for you. Okay. All right.
Maybe Mom will buy you some.
Yeah. Next one. Maddie, how many we got left? All right. What topping is missing behind the mask of this deluxe cheeseburger? Is it missing mayo, bacon, or onion?
Ooh. I can see the burger has a burger on it, but that's not one of the options. I can't see anything. I'm a big mayo fan. Like when I get my Chick-fil-A, like I have to ask for like extra mayo. Like when they give me mayo, I have to ask for more mayo.
Okay.
Because like I put it on the Chick-fil-A sandwich,
right, and
I dip the fries in it.
So you're offended like on the app when you hit mayo and then another mayo and then it says you're maxed out on mayo?
No, because I just get it right in the drive-thru. They take care of me.
Yeah.
Drew hooks me up.
Thank you.
Actually, Drew's never waited on me, so
yeah,
maybe he has. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna go with mayo.
All right, is mayo missing, Maddie? Bacon is missing. Looks like they have plenty of mayo. Yeah.
It says it's a deluxe burger, not a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd eat the burger either way.
You know what you call food that's missing bacon?
What?
I have no idea. Rah, rah, rah. All right, what's next, Maddie? All right, that is it. So, Deja, you have won $6 to Chick-fil-A. So, yeah, you can get a small fry or a drink. You can get 1.5
Milkshake.
iced coffees with vanilla, which I highly recommend, although they're very small. They need to work on that. But anyway.
It's milkshake.
Yep, that's a milkshake. So enjoy that, Deja. We will get that to you one way or the other. By the way, Kevin, I'm debt-free. All my debts have been paid. I just got word from Michelle that she received her Donut Kingdom card today with $8 on it. So
okay,
very good.
If Todd's lying about that, let me know. We'll call him out on it.
Yeah, if I owe you something, let me know. It's
let
not
him know in
lying.
the chat.
It's just mistaken. But I'm pretty sure I've paid all my debts. But it's all on tape, so won't be able to fool us. We know.
Well, you have access and can edit all that stuff.
Yeah, we could. All right. Well, Kevin, last week we started. How many is this? Yeah, we've done 2 rounds already.
Yeah,
of the Masked Singer. Week 1, the Pixelator moved on. So congratulations to the Pixelator. Hopefully that person is working on their second video, which they'll need to submit. And we'll talk about rules for that in a little bit. But sadly, Ellie Kate, Monkey C, was eliminated in week 1. Now, week 2 was interesting, Kevin, so fill us in on week 2.
Okay, so nobody guessed it correctly, and we decided that the best way to allow this to go forward is we are going to let both contestants go forward.
Yeah, nobody outed them, so they move on.
But the chink is I'm going to say what everybody guessed.
Okay, so you'll know who it's not.
Okay, so the Pixelator is not Maddie.
Okay, the Pixelator is not Matty.
Not Buddy Holly is also not Jeremy.
Okay, not Buddy Holly, not Jeremy.
And Michelle is also not Buddy Holly.
Okay. Michelle.
Not Buddy Holly.
Michelle is not Buddy Holly.
And let's see. Eye melting is also not Cooper.
Cooper is not eye melting. Eye melting.
Eye melting is not Luann.
Eye melting is not Luann.
And not Buddy Holly is not Faith.
Not Buddy Holly is not Faith. Why am I repeating everything you say, Kevin?
I don't know. Started to get annoying. No, just kidding.
You think it's annoying here?
Eye melting is not Lily. Now it seems weird when you're not doing it.
Well, because this is a lot of information. I'm just trying to really buy them time to write it down if they're smart, because that will help them in the game. So eye melting is not Lily.
It is on tape, Todd, as
That's
you
true.
just said.
That's more views. If you can't get 100 subscribers, you might as well get 100 views, right?
So Cooper is not Buddy Holly.
Cooper is not Buddy Holly.
Ben Morrow is not eye melting.
Ben Morrow is not eye melting. Okay.
And Michelle Fulbright is still not Buddy Holly.
Okay. So 2 people thought Michelle was not Buddy Holly.
Yep.
And I mean, technically they're right. Michelle is not Buddy Holly.
And I think that is it.
All right.
That's
Very good.
all the votes for last week.
So hopefully you wrote that down, but now we're going to play another round. So you'll see the text number on the screen. So when you text in who you think this person is, text who you are, which mask you are guessing, and who you are guessing they are. So your name, the mask, and which student or student leader you think they are. And a reminder, you may not personally know everybody that has entered this contest. It may be a friend of somebody. If you guess whose friend it is, we'll give you credit, or give them not credit, however that works. And
everybody is affiliated with the youth group
everybody
in some way.
is affiliated. That maybe they're, maybe they were here for a long time and now they're not, or maybe they're here but in a different capacity than a student or something like that. Okay, so here we go. Spin the boxes, Maddie. Who do we get to watch? iPoodle. All right, I have been looking forward to this one. All right, play iPoodle. There's a little bit of a transition time, but Kevin, I think this one's good. Why he's doing
the
that?
name has me intrigued.
All right, Kevin, don't guess out loud, but do you have any clue who that might be?
I don't even know what song it is.
That is Oceans. Christian song, Kevin. Because it was only the biggest Christian song of probably the 2000s. When the Child of the Lord came out. All right, very good, iPoodle. Thank you for that, and best wishes to you. And we'll see if anybody can pick that out.
That is some good voice disguising.
It was interesting because it's almost like they slowed it down but raised the pitch. Usually it's the opposite, right? Usually when you slow it down, it lowers the pitch. But somehow, whatever they used, they slowed it down and raised the pitch. So yeah, it's very, very well disguised. Good work, iPoodle. So if you think you know who iPoodle is, go ahead and text that in. Kevin, you want to give them that number one more time?
It's 850-443-5732. It's at the bottom of the video as well.
Okay. All right. It'll be at the bottom of this one as well. But same thing, new video. But so make sure you put in which mask you're voting on and who you think it is, as well as who you are.
iPoodle must be Apple's personal poodle.
Why is that, Kevin?
It's iPhone, iPod, AirPod.
Yeah, true.
They started putting air in front of it instead of I guess.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Right. We also had an eye melting, so maybe we have a lot of tech-savvy kids, a lot of Apple kids. All right, Maddie, spin the boxes there. All right, here we go. Black cat. All right. Black Cat, let's see what you got.
We saw this one earlier.
Good luck, Black Cat.
On a Sunday evening, I'm looking back over all the years and where I've been, looking at old photographs. I'm remembering you were right there, and you have been ever since. With every page that turns, I see your faithfulness. The mountains where I climbed, valley where I fell, you were there all along. That's the story I'll tell. Brought the pieces together, made me this storyteller. Now I know it is well, it is well. That's the story I'll tell. That's the story I'll tell.
All right, Black Cat. I got to tell you, Kevin, all of them have been good. Most of them have been synthesized in some way. But whoever that is, I'd say that person can sing.
Or is synthesized really, really well.
They have quality synthesization. Yeah.
Definitely a high talent level on that individual.
I'll have Robin cross-reference that with his choir list and make sure that person is on it. They may already be. Nobody really knows. Well, somebody knows, but I don't. So, all right. So text in those answers. Who do you think the Black Cat is? Text Kevin.
My phone is blowing up.
His phone is blowing up, so maybe we will have an elimination this week. If not, we'll just keep going. Now, speaking of elimination, Kevin, eventually we're going to all be able to come back together.
Yes.
That is going to be very, very exciting. Now, one thing that we've learned is we can...
Before we go where you're going,
yeah.
Do we want to lay out the rules for the second round of the Masked Singer?
Yes, Kevin. Go ahead. Before we go where I'm going, lay them out.
Todd's starting to go to the next thing, and it's a very cool thing. But before we do that, before we get off the Masked Singer, the second round, these ones that are going forward, you have to submit a new video. And we've decided, in the sake of fairness, that new video, the audio track cannot be digitally modified at all. Right?
Correct. You can alter your voice naturally.
Oh boy!
Very good, Kevin.
Go bye-bye.
But you cannot use an app or something like that in order to alter it to the point where it's completely unrecognizable.
Yeah. So, good job using the rules to
Excellent.
your advantage.
No, good work. Excellent work.
Not shaming anybody for using those tools.
No, that's exactly what we wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you were going on to our next announcement.
Next announcement is eventually we're all coming back together. Well, I'll go ahead and give you one heads up. This is exciting breaking news here tonight, although it may have already broken somewhere else. But Northwoods Church family will be regathering in person together for worship beginning the first Sunday in June.
Whoop, whoop.
So June 7th, it'll be at a new time. It'll be at 10 a.m.
I can't wait to run up and hug every single one.
Stop. Okay, Kevin, that brings me to my next point. Now, see, Kevin, this was going to be positive, and we were going to talk, but of course, there are some things we want to remember. The reason we can come together is because we know that we can count on people to continue to social distance and be responsible and still understand there is still a disease out there that we're trying to conquer, and one way that we can do that is through social distancing. But hopefully we can come together and worship together inside a building and still 6 feet and all those kind of things at the same time.
So what exactly are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is when we regather on June 7th,
okay,
still, air hugs and air knucks and all those things, but we'll still stay 6 feet apart. People will be encouraged to wear masks. And it's not a bad idea, Kevin, I think, just personally. I mean, because some people think, masks are are good, and some people are indifferent to masks or whatever. But you'd probably increase somebody else's comfort level if you wore a mask. I don't mean you personally, Kevin. I'm not saying people would be a lot more comfortable around you, Kevin, if you just cover that face up. No, that's not what I'm saying. But just wear a mask.
Can they turn the mask like some people have the fancy hats they wear to church? You have the fancy mask.
Yeah, do a fashion mask.
The big feathers coming out.
Yes, yes, exactly. Maybe we can do 6 feet mask. Like we could have tusks coming out on there, 6 feet.
So no physical hugging.
No hugging. 6 feet apart.
No handshakes.
No handshakes.
No dapping each other.
No dapping. No.
Maybe dab. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, sure, you can do that. But June 7th. But with all that said, we don't yet know when we'll be gathering for Rock again. But regathering as a church family, certainly a step in that direction. But when we come back together on Wednesday nights for Rock, Kevin, one thing we will do is we will continue to stream these live, and that's for a couple reasons. One is, especially during sports seasons and dance seasons and busy seasons, not everybody can be here every week. So it enables people to, if they can't be here, to either watch live when they're at home or possibly tune in later. That way you don't have to feel like you miss, at least content-wise. I mean, you miss connection because it's always best to be together as often as possible. But content-wise, you can still feel like you're part and you're still catching up with that. So these will continue to be done online. But here's the thing, Kevin. We've done some audience surveys.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that you and I are the best faces for this show.
What are you trying to say, Todd?
Like I said, if you just wear a mask, your comfort level way up. But
you're firing me?
No, not at all. Just, I'm putting you in a whole new position. You'll be the 6 feet police now. So we're looking for multiple people that can do this, that can be upfront people for tech. I know we've got, Michelle certainly is locked in. She's one of our tech people because she's already been doing it for a while, and she's great at it, so we'll continue to do that. By the way, we've got some new things to teach you. But so what we need, it takes literally probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 people just on tech to do this. We don't have 6, but that's why sometimes the queues are slow, because we don't have 6. We've got 2. So we'll need people for tech. We'll need people up front. We'll need all kinds of people. But what we want is people with initiative, people who are aggressive in getting things done, people we know we can count on, people we don't have to push all the time to do it, but they'll just have a passion and energy to do it, so they'll do it. And here's how we're going to discover those people. If you would like to do that, what I want you to do is submit a video of yourself, kind of an audition tape, if you will, of just, a shtick or whatever it is you want to do to show us that you would like to be a part of this team. Now you think, well, why does a tech person have to submit a video?
Northwoods Got Talent.
There you go. Northwoods Got Talent. And even if you just want to do like the computer stuff, not Michelle, you're locked in. You've already proven yourself. Michelle she's in the back.
Unless you want to do something else that might be coming up. You're not locked into tech if you want to do something else. Yeah.
She's certainly welcome to, but I don't want her to think that she's being replaced here all of a sudden, because that's not the case at all. She's got a lifetime contract. So after she graduates,
let's get stuck in the minutia.
Drew, tell me, what took longer, this segment or the Star Wars trivia segment? I'm not sure. I remember, this reminds me, this was going to reminisce here a little bit, Kevin. I just remember, like, whenever this would happen, because she would sit right there in, like, Lydia Wargo, whenever I'd start, like, rambling like this about nothing, it was just time to move on, she just kind of, let's move along. Let's keep this going. So Lydia's not here to do it, but thank you, Drew, for doing that. So submit the video, whether you want to be like in front of the camera or behind the camera, doesn't matter, because even if you're not going to be on camera, I want to see that you can make a video and submit it, that you have that kind of initiative. It doesn't have to blow the world around. Really, what we're looking for more than anything is the initiative to just do it and submit it. And that'll show us a lot.
And I joke around about being fired or whatever. I don't feel like I'm being fired or anything like that. The truth is your peers would much rather see you on a YouTube stream than a couple, as one youth said, a couple of middle-aged guys.
Yeah. And we actually were middle-aged in their defense, but I think it was Brandon that was there also. And what was he, like 19 at the time or something? So anyway, okay, so submit those videos, Todd S. at sharethejoy.com. or Facebook Messenger or Instagram, however you want. Hey, if you want to be on the tech team, figure it out, get it to me, and we'll start putting that together because we want to be ready to go as soon as we get the go ahead.
And on the tech team, don't worry about just be passionate about it. If you don't know how to do it, that's okay. We got people here to help you. And
yeah, I mean, you've seen this show.
Back you up.
Well, we don't know how to do it either. And I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about the people in the back. The people in the back do great. I give them too many different.
Yeah, it's a lot. They're doing a lot of things.
They're doing a lot. All right, Ken, we do have a couple other announcements. Real quick, we already talked about the family beach trip, but Maddie showed them that graphic just to remind them. That's May 30th. We're just with your family. Drive down there. We're going to meet everybody down there. It's going to be fantastic. We're doing that between 15th and 16th Street on Front Beach Road, Panama City. So basically right in front of Laguna Gulf Side, if you're familiar with that. But if you have any questions about how to get there and something like that, let me know. Small groups tonight at 7:45, which will probably be pretty close to as soon as this is over tonight, maybe a little bit late. But 7:45, all the guys are meeting together and all the girls are meeting together. So if you need to know where to go to nwctally.com/students. And down at the bottom, you'll see two bubbles. One will say all guys. Another one will say all girls. Click on the one that applies. It's pretty straightforward.
Nobody's tried to sneak in the wrong one that I know of.
I did. I went to the girls.
Did you?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Intentionally.
Yeah, it was week 1. Yeah, because never mind. Because we were having some technical difficulties, right? So I was trying to get on. What show I was on or not, and Don was just like, Todd, you wanted to come in here, so why aren't you saying anything? I'm like, I'm trying. Okay, so I'm on here. Okay, my microphone. It was week 1, people. Okay, so family game night tomorrow night. Same website, nwctally.com/students. Click on that. So appreciate Jeremy and Drew. They work hard and they make these worship videos possible for us. So I understand there was some audio trouble last week. So hopefully we've got that fixed this week. And so let's worship together.
Father of kindness, you have poured out grace. You brought me out of darkness. You have filled me with peace. Giver of mercy, you're my help in time of need. Lord, I can't help but sing. Faithful you are, faithful forever you will be. Faithful you are. All your promises are yes and amen. All your promises are yes and amen. Yes, they are. Beautiful Savior, you have brought me here. You pulled me from the ashes. You have broken every curse. Blessed Redeemer, you have set this captive free. Lord, I can't help but sing. The faithful you are, faithful forever you will be. Faithful you are, and all your promises are yes and amen. All your promises are yes and amen. Faithful you are, faithful forever you will be. Faithful you are. All your promises are yes and amen. promises are yes and amen. God, we thank you that we can trust in your promises. We thank you for all the prophecies that you have fulfilled up to this point, all the prophecies that were fulfilled when Jesus came down and died for us on the cross, from his birth, through all of his life, through all of his ministry, to his death and his resurrection. Lord, that you prophesied all of that. All those are examples of promises that you made and that you have fulfilled, God, that we can point back to and say, yes, God fulfills all of his promises, God. We praise you for that. We praise you that we can trust in you. We praise you that we have prophecies that are yet to be fulfilled that we can point to in faith and say, yes, we know the end of the story. We know that we are taken care of. We know that anybody who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved, God. And we praise you for that.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate Jeremy and Drew putting that on there for us. Maddie, show us this picture, because Kevin had a scientific question for you before we get into the teaching about the COVID virus. Now, if Kevin, if COVID virus could be transmitted from grass to skin, grass to knee, and there was a piece of COVID virus right there on that piece of grass where his knee is, would you say that it would be able to be transferred to his knee? Would that be possible, since his knee is so clearly in physical contact with that grass?
I don't think it's that clear, Todd.
I think it's crystal clear, Kevin. Crystal clear.
It's not that clear.
It's pretty clear. So anyway, just another example of lack of social distancing. His knee is absolutely not social distancing from that grass. A good half yard from the end zone, ball clearly tucked closely to his body.
I think you're biased.
Okay, maybe. Although I do like Langham. I don't know what he's doing now, but I appreciate any guy. He's probably a dentist or a lawyer, a doctor or something. I assume any guy who can go to the University of Miami and Coral Gables
as a walk-on.
As a walk-on with absolutely no scholarship money is probably a pretty sharp young man, so I'm sure he's very successful, and I wish him the very best, and I was glad he was able to catch a pass as a Miami Hurricane. Pretty big one, and he almost got into the end zone, so it was almost a miraculous thing, but good for him. But Kevin, the reason I bring that up is that happened in 2017, and as people who have been around a while know, that's kind of an ongoing shtick that we do with that. There's some things in life that you just don't forget.
Wide right.
Huh?
Wide right.
Exactly. Thank you.
Right 2.
Yes.
Wide right 3.
Kevin, I'm making a point. There's some things in life that you just don't forget. But here's the thing. Some of those things on the surface may seem painful, right? And some of them are painful, like that was for me, and obviously for you, it was the opposite. Quite a joyous moment, I'm sure, since it'd been like 7 years since Miami had beaten Florida State, and everyone was kind of hoping for that 10 year in a row. I'm sure it was very joyous when he scored that touchdown for you. But painful events.
I was there.
You were there. Very good. Okay, I was not. That's why I could clearly see on the replay. Anyway. Because events happen in life, some painful, some not painful, that you don't forget. Some that you will never forget. Some that you'll have for your lifetime. I remember Pastor Robin telling me near the beginning of this, he's like, yeah, you'll be 80 years old, and this quarantine, this COVID-19 virus will be something that you'll always remember into late ages, and that's absolutely true. But the good news is, just because you don't forget it, just because you remember it, doesn't mean like it's a scab or it's a scar. I mean, it can be a good thing. God is up to good things. God is doing good things, even in a world where there's pain and there's frustration. God is doing good things. So this week, Ravi Zachariah, and I know we talked a little bit about him earlier. Very, very smart guy, intellectual guy, great apologist. And if you're not sure what an apologist is, an apologist, in theological terms, is a person who, in a sense, defends the faith, a lot of times on the grounds that people use to attack the faith. In other words, if people are attacking the faith on philosophical grounds, like there can't be a God because there's evil in the world, then an apologist comes along and says, well, yes, there can, and here's why. Here's a philosophical argument. Or if somebody was attacking the faith on archaeological grounds, like, there's no proof of a flood, then an apologist may come along and say, well, my name is Ken Gordon, and here's absolutely how the flood could have happened and affected the earth.
Somebody wants to explain it to me as some apologist or apologetics, as it's called, is defending the Bible without the Bible.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of taking it to the way they think, and explaining to them how it absolutely makes sense and is logical. So Ravi Zacharias, who is a great apologist, respected by just thousands and thousands of people, probably I don't know how many, but definitely responsible for many people being able to come to faith and believe in Christ. We'll want us to watch and then we'll talk about it for a few minutes, but just a short 10-minute clip of Ravi answering a question from a student, and just how he explains in a nutshell the problem of evil.
How can a God of all power and all love allow for evil in this world, especially if he knew in advance that the world would fall apart after he created it, and we would have atrocities and the sickness and the suffering that we have?
I think, John, this is the thorniest question, truly the one that probably most people ask. Someone put it in these words: virtue in distress and vice in triumph has made atheists of mankind. Or what Alfred Lord Tennyson said, never more to morning wore to evening, but that some heart did break. It is a painful question in itself because it deals with pain. Pain is a real thing. It's not an imaginary thing. There are many ways that one can approach an answer, but C.S. Lewis used to remind us that it is critically important to examine the assumptions within a question. And I remember years ago at the University of Nottingham, when I'd finished a talk, when a person stood up, or a student stood up and shouted from the floor, and he said, there's too much of evil in this world. There can't be a God. There's too much of evil and suffering in this world. And the irony of that question to me was, I come from the East, I now live in the West. I don't ever remember being asked this question in the East. Now they do because of all the cross-pollination of thinking and all of that. But it's hardly ever addressed. In Islam, you hardly ever find a book dealing with this subject. It's inshallah, it's the will of Allah, And in the pantheistic system, it's karma, you're paying your debt and so on. It's in the Western world where we actually live with the greatest comforts that we raise the question about pain and suffering. But this Englishman raised it, and I said to him, why don't I make it clear first why you are asking this question and what your assumptions are. I said, when you say there's evil, aren't you assuming there's such a thing as good? He paused and he said, yes. I said, when you say there's such a thing as good, aren't you assuming there's such a thing as a moral law on the basis of which to differentiate between good and evil? He struggled with this and we interacted, and finally he said, yeah, there would have to be an objective moral standard from which to differentiate between good and evil. I said, when you say there's a moral law, you must posit a moral lawgiver, but that's whom you're trying to disprove and not prove, because if there's no moral lawgiver, there's no moral law. If there's no moral law, there's no good. If there's no good, there's no evil. What is your question? And he looked at me, paused, and he said, what then am I asking you? Now, this was years ago. I said, I know what you're asking, man. I'm not trying to make it hard for you. It's an existentially felt question that often doesn't examine the logical presuppositions within this. God has to remain in the paradigm for the question to be real, and therefore the answer has to come from what God's purposes and what God's description is all about reality. In a recent book that I co-authored with Vince Vitale, my colleague from Oxford, we called it Wise Suffering. My opening chapter was what is called the trilemma. God is all-powerful, God is all-loving, and there is evil. That's the trilemma. The three realities that J.L. Mackie, the Australian philosopher, says are incoherent. God is all-powerful, God is loving, evil exists. He says it's an incoherence. So my question is, why is it a trilemma and not a quadrilemma or a quintilemma? Introduce one more. God is all-knowing. That's also a belief we have. And number 5, God is eternal. God is not judging everything just in time. There's an eternity. So it's not just the question is stacked when it's stacked as a trilemma. God is also all-knowing, and eternity also exists as a reality. And maybe those explanations can come in eternity. Let me just move to 2 quick answers in this. There's a young gal in Georgia where I live. I live in Atlanta. And her first name is Ashlyn. And one day her mother was on a television program discussing a strange problem that she has, which is called CIPA, congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis. She cannot feel pain, and her sweat glands don't work. The problem may sound good, you don't feel any pain, but the reality is if she steps on a nail while she's on the sports field, it could puncture the skin, create an infection, and nobody could be even aware of it. The mother said the problems it has created in her life for what this malady brings into her body. She says, I pray one prayer every night. God, please let my daughter help to feel pain. She could put her hand on a burner and not know that her hand is burning. Now, my question is this. If in our finite existence we can see the role of pain to warn us that something is wrong, is it impossible for God in His infinite wisdom to allow pain in our lives to help us know that something is wrong? Pain is spelt with moral connotations in the human framework. That is because we are moral beings. Therefore, the answer has to come from within a moral, spiritual framework as well. The question assumes moral reasoning, and that can only be assumed if God is in the paradigm, not outside of it.
Yeah, and you've also said there's only 3 or 4 options for existence that we can imagine. Go through those options for the folks so they can hear them.
Yes, I think you can have it this way. Number one, God could have created nothing at all. That's the 4 possible worlds, as it were. God could have created nothing. So we wouldn't be there to blame Him, and He would be self-existent and so on. Number 2, God could have created a world where there were no such thing as good or evil. It would be an amoral world. Number 3, God could have created a world where we would only choose good, programmed just to choose good. Or number 4, God could have created this world where there's the possibility of good and evil, and we will then choose good for what is better for us. The 4th world is the only world, John, in which love is possible. In the other 3 paradigms, there is no possibility of love. No world created, no created order for finite beings. How do finite beings love? Where there is an immoral world, no such thing as good or evil, therefore love could not be the supreme ethic. Where we would only choose love, then it is not a choice, it is programmed for you. You're then a machine. Or this world where good and evil were possible and love could be chosen. If love is the supreme ethic, which it is, supererogatory love is a greater love, where sometimes you could even rescue at the cost of your own life, rescue a total stranger, that supererogatory act, where love is seen as supreme expression. All those realities are only possible in this world. And then I actually have to say one more thing, John. When you read other worldviews, and in my book, Why Suffering, I point out the writers, what they've said in the other worldviews. Only the Judeo-Christian world is there really an answer brought about by sin and the healing within and the comfort God gives. There was a woman whose biography I read, Annie Johnston Flint, suffered immensely. She was with the rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, blindness, and incontinent, lived years with pillows around her just to cushion the sores in her body. And she wrote many hymns. One of them was this: He giveth more grace when the burdens grow greater. He sendeth more strength when the labors increase. To added affliction he addeth his mercy. To multiplied trials his multiplied peace. When we have exhausted our store of endurance, when our strength has failed ere the day is half done, when we reach the end of our hoarded resources, our Father's full giving has only begun. His love has no limit. His grace has no measure. His power has no boundaries known unto men. For out of his infinite riches in Jesus, he giveth and giveth and giveth again. God sustains us in our pain and suffering. When I injured my back, I lived with pain I never ever thought was possible. I would sit in my car sometimes, head on the steering wheel, and just cry because of 3 herniated discs and stenosis, wondered where I was headed with all of this. But I'll tell you what, it has taught me how God's grace is sufficient and made me forever dependent on Him. In effect, pain can become God's invitation to live. One more thing. Now abide these 3, faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. These are the 3 excellencies of life. They are impossible without suffering.
We're talking with Ravi Zachariah.
All right, so we're going to talk about that a little bit more in small groups. But just to summarize, because I love what he said about the trilemma, because you hear it all the time. God is all-powerful. And since God is all loving, then how can evil exist? In other words, if God is so powerful that he could eliminate all evil, and if God is so loving and so good that he would want to eliminate all evil, then how could evil still exist? But I love the fact that he says it's not just a trilemma, but you also have to consider things like God is also all-knowing. He knows how everything affects every other thing, and we know that he's working all of those details together for good. God is up to good, and also the fact that eternity exists. Everything God does, everything God allows to take place in your life is done through the filter of eternity. Not just this life, not just here and now, but forever. So you can trust God. We may not understand because we're not all-knowing. We don't know all that's going on, and unfortunately, we certainly don't have the ability to always think about everything through the filter of eternity, though we can certainly ask God for help in that area to be able to do that more. But God is up to good. You can trust him. So we're gonna have a good time talking about those things in small group tonight. So let me pray for us, and then we'll be dismissed, and we'll see you in small groups in about 4 minutes. nwctally.com/students, and go down to the bottom, and you can find your group there. Let's pray. God, we thank you that you are good. God, we thank you that you've called out men like Ravi Zacharias and others, God, who help us to understand, God, who remind us that you are good, who help us to take our eyes off current circumstances, because this world will never be perfect. This world will never be satisfying or satisfactory. You're the only place we can find that. So, God, thank you for men like Ravi who remind us of that, who point us toward eternity, who point us toward trusting a God who knows all, and God has good intentions. God, we say today we trust you. We don't understand all that you're up to, but we trust you with every bit of it. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you all. Have a good night. Anything before we go, Kevin?
No,
Okay. The contest is very close, so we usually don't make that decision until the day of, so keep texting if you know.
Yep, you can text throughout the week. It's not set until next Wednesday.
Yep. All right. We'll see y'all in small groups.